Oh, hey look, it's the Weevil's slower cousin. Once again, I couldn't find a good song to parody or anything, so I'm just gonna leave this right here, I guess. Yeah. Super reinforced shocks. Perfect for cushioning when you are jumping sand dunes and landing with such ferocity that you bite your own tongue in two. Damn, that sounds terrible. What the fuck? I decided to have the Weevil and the injection both present here to sort of analyze the differences between the two vehicles. So far, the general shape is mostly the same, but of course handling and performance are vastly different. Since this car is of course an off-road vehicle, or in the off-road class, the majority of my tests were performed on dirt roads and other such places. Naturally, my first testing ground was of course the Mount Chiliad State Wilderness. As you can see by the lack of footage, however, it did not go well. I ended up falling off the mountain several times and blowing myself up. You're probably wondering, how does your car blow up from falling off a mountain? Well, that's just GTA logic, I guess. So the majority of my off-road sections will take place on the dirt trails near the Land Act Reservoir and the Ron Alternatives Wind Farm. Unlike the Weevil, the injection has had a rich history within the series. Starting all the way back in GTA 3, the first incarnation of the BF injection was heavily based on a Myers-Manx, a kit car designed by a man named Bruce F., hence the name BF Myers. So even before car manufacturer were introduced to the game in GTA 4, it was still referred to as the BF injection. That's a bit odd, but whatever. The Myers-Manx itself was a kit car made from a Volkswagen Beetle, of course. The design remained relatively unchanged in the rest of the games, with the exception of GTA San Andreas, where the car was more based on a VW beach buggy designed in the 90s. The injection, however, was absent from GTA 4. However, this doesn't make sense though. A brightly colored Doom buggy wouldn't really fit in the dark, gritty, crime-ridden streets of Liberty City, at least in the sense of GTA 4 anyway. It made sense in GTA 3 because it was arcadey and ridiculous, so, it makes sense. The injection finally made its return to GTA 5 with a complete redesign. It now looked like a 1963 Volkswagen Fusca buggy. I think that's how you pronounce it. One thing I want to note though, the BF Bifta, as it's called, more closely resembles the original design of the injection from the 3D universe. It even has the same engine model as well, but the engine sound doesn't really fit the vehicle. Funnily enough though, the modern, quote-unquote, injection engine sound doesn't sound much better either, so I'm really just nitpicking at this point, honestly. As I stated in my last video, the Weevil and injection appear to share the same engine model, however the Weevil's being slightly updated. The engine, of course, being based on the overhead valve flat 4 engine used in the Volkswagen Beetle. While the injection has no visual modifications that you can buy in the mod shop, there are in fact two variations. Mine has the one single exhaust sticking upwards, and some kind of CB radio antenna. The other having dual exhaust and lacking that antenna. I also said I highly disliked the Weevil's interior. It was featureless and pretty basic. The interior in the injection is slightly better, albeit it looks like some crackhead stole all my gauge, leaving only the speedometer intact. But hey, when you're bombing down the dirt roads, who needs a tack? Or a fuel gauge? Or a temperature gauge? It's fine. You probably also noticed the terrible faded paint job on the other injection. I don't believe it's possible to have a quote-unquote new paint job on the injection in an unmodified game. However, I used my mod menu to sort of restore the paint to its factory condition. The sheet metal still looks pretty pitted, so maybe it's just a problem with the textures. Unlike the Weevil, this car isn't very fast or very powerful. It doesn't feel weighty like the Weevil at all at sometimes, and at times it barely has enough torque to make it up hills. This does kind of feel more accurate to the car it's based on, in a way, but you're either not making up a hill or you're just spinning your wheels. I like to think that a car with such big, meaty rear tires would have somewhat decent traction. But, nope. In my test, I was able to make it slide a little on looser gravel roads, and even did a little bit of rock climbing to test its clearance, but I don't think this car was meant for that. Overall, this is a pretty average, yet I think underwhelming off-roader. I think for cheaper or even a little more, you could probably find a better off-road vehicle that has four-wheel drive, better ground clearance, and a better engine. But if you're too poor for the Weevil, this thing can be bought for $16,000, or practically nothing if you can find one in free mode. 1964 BF Injection, the discount Weevil. That was a little bit shorter than I thought it'd be. I made like about 10 minutes of footage like I did last time, and I ended up only using about 5 minutes. I mean, there's not much way to say about this car. It's literally it's a discount Weevil. It doesn't have the power or the torque or anything good about the Weevil, and frankly, it kind of sucks. I mean, back when the game came out, it was kind of a cool little, novelty, but now in current Grand Theft Auto Online, it's not that great. I mean, sure, it looks cool, that's pretty much all it has going for it. It looks cool. It's not exactly the best vehicle you can have. I mean, shoot, I think I'd be better off with a Karen pickup truck that has four-wheel drive than this thing. But that's just my own personal opinion. If you think you can find a better reason to keep this car, then by all means, tell me why it's a better reasoning than what I've given. As far as my next vehicle to review, I'm not really sure. I was thinking of either doing the Manchez Scout, or maybe, I don't know, another plane or something, maybe another plane. That'd be kind of cool. But until then, well, we'll have to see, I guess. So I'm probably gonna take a couple days off from RCR because I have to go to work. I have to work tomorrow, and I won't be off work until Thursday. So it'll give me some time to think about what vehicle I should review next, and I don't want to burn myself out too quickly either. So I honestly kind of didn't feel like making this video today, but I thought, well, I already got the footage, might as well take care of it. So but I think, actually, you know what? I think I will do the Lada ripoff, the Cheburek or whatever it's called. That's a cool looking car, and you know me, I'm a sucker for communist cars, so I think I'll definitely review that. Alright guys, without further ado, I guess that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.